First Solar got an upgrade this morning. Okay, you had a nice squeeze here coming into the open. You got an upgrade from Bank of America. Look how tight those Bollinger Bands are. Okay, check out RSI. RSI went straight up, and it stayed above 50 the entire time. We're pulling away from VWAP. Relative volume is extremely obvious here compared to Friday. This is said to be in play. We're pulling away from VWAP. Bollinger Bands keep tightening up now as we push to the highs. Might want to take some profits off the table if you took First Solar from the open. CSIQ, we talked about that. Sunrun. Okay, ENPH. ENPH was lower earlier. Take a nice squeeze here during the 1 o'clock period. Look at 1 o'clock over here. Look at 1 o'clock here. You can see the volume picked up. Stock is in play. Taking off to the upside. A lot of traders will look for resistance at these pivots. Breaks through the pivots. You can get long for a scalp. Note the lower Bollinger Band is now turning up. Okay, that's starting to parallel price. That tells you whenever the lower band is paralleling the upper band, they're both rising. That's telling you look for a grind higher. We're flagging right now. So if that upper band turns inward, look for a consolidation at 306 and change. Okay, let's run a Bollinger Band squeeze scan. Bollinger Band TTM squeeze. This scan, if you look at the scan, you'll see what I'm looking at here. Okay, you're looking for Bollinger Bands to be tight compared to previous days, and you're looking for that breakout on volume. Okay. You're looking for ADX line to be pushing greater than 20. That's telling you new trend. Very important. So I'm going to run the scan. 10 stocks. Planet Fitness. Squeezing right here. If you go to the daily, Planet Fitness looks very strong. Okay, so this is what the scan picks up. The fact that Bollinger Bands are inside the gray area. Okay, that looks good. The gray area is the Keltner. The green bands are the Bollingers. Once this pops open, that's going to give you a trigger. If you set this to the 60-minute time frame, gives you a little bit better direction. Okay, lower band's starting to turn upward, upper band's pulling away. We're above VWAP on the 60-minute. RSI is showing muscle. Volume picking up. And if you look at the 2-minute chart, okay, you can see we're pulling away from VWAP. That's a positive sign telling us to look for follow through. It's pulling away from VWAP, so it's said to be in play. If you look at the relative volume compared to Friday, this time, you can see that we're seeing higher volume than normal, same time compared to Friday. Tight squeeze on Tupperware, looking for that to follow through. It has earnings in 2 days, so Tupperware would be something I'd pass on. But I like using Bollinger Bands for setups. You've got the US dollar possibly rolling over and VIX moving lower. All three of these moving lower are bullish for equities if that continues, okay? Planet Fitness, squeezing. All right, so we'll watch this squeeze starting to trigger. Okay, there we go. See this lower band, upper band starting to trigger. That's telling you look for a follow through. Look at RSI. Look what direction it's pointing. It's pointing higher. So look for a push higher with a stop underneath 65.20 initially because we're just starting to break higher. Okay, so this needs to continue. All right, SPY, no follow through. Now let's keep an eye on SPY. RPC, that's a energy stock, right? RPC, I believe it is. Okay, specialize in oil field services and equipment to oil and gas companies throughout the United States. It has earnings 999% improvement over last year to end the year, and it looks like a 30% increase next year. All right, so you got a double bottom, nice pattern. RSI showing muscle. I wouldn't buy it at the high of the day, but I'd keep an eye on it. It's a cheap energy-related name. Okay, you can see VWAP. Nice Bollinger Band squeeze right there. Price above VWAP, pulled away from VWAP. When it pulled back to VWAP, it popped higher and volume picked up. Relative volume compared to Friday is very strong. Pulling away from VWAP, stock is in play. Energy is in play today. Alternative energy, oil and gas, equipment, everything's moving higher in that group. CSIQ breaking out. Okay, there's your squeeze right there. You see it? Double top, breaking above that level. RSI rising. VWAP is rising. Volume picked up. Nice follow through. Looks like some sellers into strength now. Sunrun. They squeezed right here, right around 1 o'clock, and broke above these pivots. Volume picked up. Relative volume to 1 o'clock, 1:30. Very obvious. Stock is in play as it pulls away from VWAP. RSI rising on the breakout. Everything pointing in the right direction, confirming your trade. If you took Sunrun right around noon, you're doing very well here. The big winner of the day that got everybody's attention was First Solar. Got an upgrade from Bank of America. Huge candle today. Okay, so obviously there's some people covering their shorts here. Some new money. Hopefully you didn't change. Hopefully you're not chasing this up at the highs of the day. You want to look for a flag maybe. Could pull back to breakout zone. I often look for a pullback to breakout. In other words, we've got a nice bullish day tomorrow. Let's see if we hold in the upper quarter of this candle. That would be an inside bar. Look for it to stay above 145.74. That might be a setup for continuation. It might just gap up tomorrow. Who the hell knows? RSI is at 70. You can see over here, this is a good example of muscle on RSI. Whenever you, just because you're above 70, some people use it as overbought and they'll immediately start to think about selling. I think Sunrise Trader has the best approach. Whenever you see muscle like this and price actions moving higher, just move your stops tighter, up and tight. Okay. Just let the stock continue to run. It's obviously very strong and continue to move higher. Over here, back in late July, early August is when RSI first moved above 70. If you use that as a sell signal when it turned down, obviously in hindsight, on this flag, you probably have been very disappointed to see this moved another 50 points. So always a good idea to watch. Muscle is very important in RSI. That tells you the strength of the trend is improving and resilient. Pushing higher. We're about to move through 70. Around 711 million to the sell side. Planet Fitness still going. PLNT, Planet Fitness still pushing higher. Big bullish move on Planet Fitness, double bottom, looking for a follow through tomorrow. Accumulation. All right, Planet is at the high. Planet Fitness continues to press higher all day long. It's been bought all day. You had that squeeze at the open. We briefly dipped and then jumped back above VWAP. VWAP started moving up and to the right, nonstop from the early hours of the trading session. Relative volume has been pretty pronounced. We're following through. Looks like Planet Fitness with earnings in 8 trading days will continue to push higher. That's your closing bell. Okay, I have a hard stop. Going to go trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treat, everyone. Happy Halloween. Okay.